until now, until last class, we have studied sphere gaps and voltage divider, resistive divider, and electrostatic voltmeter. Now, from this onwards, maybe one or two classes, or maybe at the most 3 classes, I think generating voltmeter will be covered within that time. This is generating voltmeter. So, this is lecture 8, of course. Okay, so generating voltmeter is also called field mill or rotary voltmeter. Now, this is the basic schematic diagram. Basic principle is explained here. So, here you see a spherical electrode, high voltage electrode. This is, just to give an indication, the high voltage, it is represented here. It may be a, plain parallel electrode also in actual device. But this field mill or rotary voltmeter can be used to measure atmospheric fields also. So, you need not have any high voltage electrode just outside. If you want to measure the field, atmospheric fields, for that also this is useful. Now, in this figure, you can see there are two rectangles where G and G is written, right? Okay, this is actually a cross-sectional view of electrodes. This G and G is one disc only. It is one disc. Internally, inside there is a hollow, and the disc is both sides. So, within this disc, inside that disc, this A, electrode A is there. A is also a circular disc, right? So, A is our main electrode. G is given, the name is given for indicating guard electrode. So, G is actually guard electrode. And there is one more electrode, you can see this M, right? M. This is movable electrode, movable. So, which can move. So, now you can see from high voltage, when high voltage is applied, what will happen? So, this guard electrode and this main electrode A are connected to ground, right? They are grounded. And here this HV electrode is connected to high voltage. So, what will happen when we connect like this? So, someone should answer, otherwise I cannot proceed. Someone should answer. Harshit. Yes,
sir.
What will happen if we connect a high voltage like this and then all the bottom electrodes are grounded?
There would be an electric field that would be induced here.
There will be electric field in the space, right? Electric field will be established in the space. Now, if the HV electrode is, big enough, then this electric field can be considered uniform. Otherwise also, if you consider atmospheric fields also considered to be uniform entire space, right? So, all on the surface of GAGM, you will have a uniform field in that situation, right? Now, if the connected high voltage is just a DC voltage V, then what will be the current? What do you expect the current to be? If we connect a high voltage to DC voltage source, then DC field will be established, right? DC field means will there be current after DC field is established? Will there be current through the main electrode A or through the guard electrodes? DC field, two electrodes are at distant. See, when two electrodes are separated like this, what it is actually?
Yes, capacitor.
It is a capacitor, right? Now capacitor, if you connect DC source, what will happen after some time? No current will be there. So you cannot measure any current here, right? But how to get this current? Some current I want to get so that I will measure this high voltage.
We get some displacement current.
How to get that current? We have applied DC source to DC voltage to this high voltage electrode, and how to get some current through this electrode A?
By breaking down the air, sir.
By
Breaking down the air gap between air. Breakdown of air.
breakdown of air. Breakdown is extreme case. This electric field, and if it breaks down, how can you measure the voltage? Breakdown means it will simply short circuit, right? So you cannot measure the voltage. See, the beauty of this generating voltmeter is you need not touch the high voltage, right? You need not touch the high voltage. This is your measuring setup. Of course, high voltage can also be inbuilt into the measuring setup, but in general, you need not touch the high voltage, but yet you can measure the voltage. That is the beauty of this one, right? Now, how to get some current through electrode A? How to get some current through electrode A under DC conditions? Can we get some current? Actually, just I will erase everything. Now, actually, when the field lines are established like this in a capacitor, suppose in a capacitor, how displacement current will flow, right? You are connecting this to high voltage, and then here you are grounding. So for some current to flow through this capacitor, either you have to apply alternating voltage, right? Or if you cannot apply alternating voltage, there is some other technique. So that technique is used here. Now here, how the current will flow? So when suppose you have applied some positive voltage here, so positive charges will accumulate here and negative charges will accumulate here, right? So positive charge will flow like this and negative charge will flow like this instantaneously, and then this distribution is established. Actually, internally, this field lines will be established, right? So these field lines are responsible for holding the charges on the plates, right? Plus minus like this. Each plus charge will, you may assume, each plus charge will bind a minus charge on the other plate. So like this, here also electric field lines will be there like this, right? On this electrode. Okay. Now, if this is a high voltage DC plus like this, and here equal number of minus charges will be bound by these field lines, right? So by electric field, actually these plus charges and these minus charges are appearing here. How they are appearing? They will come through the these connecting leads only, right? Wires only. So the current will flow in this whenever there is change in the electric field, right? So applied voltage changing means what? Electric field changing. So due to that, current will flow. But until now we know that alternating voltages will cause current in the capacitor. Due to this reason only, the field will be alternating. So the charge accumulated on the plates should also be alternating. So in order to get that change, the current should pass through the wires, and that's what we will be able to measure. But can we obstruct this field and then change the field on the plate? Is it not possible?
Yes, by using a movable electrode.
That is what is done here. This movable electrode, what it will do, it will move in this direction and block this electrode and take all the field lines to this movable electrode only. It will not allow the field lines to appear on the electrode A. So what is happening in effective, the field on the electric field on the surface of A, we are modifying it mechanically. Mechanically we are modifying. So that is how we are able to get this current. Actually, applied voltage is DC. Electric field in space is fixed. Electric field in space is fixed. But what are we doing? We are modifying it, modifying the field on the surface of A, not internally, entire space, by moving this electrode. I will just show this through animation. You just go through. This animation, unfortunately, it is very slow. In Google Meeting, I have seen actually. I have tested before doing this. You just see this. Now here there is a graph at the bottom. This is Q. Right? This is sigma, charge density. Charge density on the surface of A. So this is plotted here. This is plotted. On the surface of A, when only high voltage is DC is applied, you will see from this surface to from this end to this end, this is how distribution is there. Of course, it can be uniform also. I have just given an indication that at the center there will be high, and then at the outside it will be low, like that. But it can be uniform because it need to be uniform actually. The electrode gap is so small between A and G that all the field lines, try to vertically join here, right? So almost uniform field you will see, but I have given small, small difference. At the center there is a little bit high, and then at the edges a little bit low. So this is the charge density on the plate A. So total charge on the plate is charge density sigma into dA and integrated over entire surface. Right? This is Q. Q, charge on the plate, is integration of sigma into dA. Right? Now, how this charge density changes due to movable electrode is shown here by a small animation. See, as the movable electrode is moving, charge density also is changing at the bottom, in the bottom figure. The movable electrode is taking all the field lines, and charge is passed on to the guard electrode, and through the guard electrode to the ground it is bypassed. And this is measuring electrode, right, A. So through this a current will flow. That current is related to this charge density on the plate. Now, how this current is related? Someone please answer. How current is related to charge on the plate A? What is the relationship? What is the relationship between charge on the plate and current?
dq by dt, sir.
Dq by dt, nothing else. Dq by dt is the current, right? Now, how dq by dt is related to this movement of moving electrode? Can we mathematically relate something?
By changing of area.
That area is changing, right? Area is changing. So here for DC case, consider for DC case, sigma is almost uniform, sigma is almost constant, you can take, right? It is charge density. Sigma for DC case, you can assume it is not time varying, and along the space also, on the spatial distribution also, you can assume almost more or less uniform. So sigma constant ho jayega, but dA and A, total area available, is changing with time, right? Due to that, actually the current is changing. Let us go to next slide. Now I of t is equal to dq by dt, which is equal to d by dt of, please switch off your mics, it is giving noise here. D by dt of integration of sigma of A into dA, which is equal to, again, sigma is charge density, which is equal to electric flux density, which is equal to epsilon into E, if you remember. Sigma is related to electric field by this. D magnitude, epsilon E. E is electric field on the surface of electrode A, right? So this is equal to epsilon into d by dt, because epsilon is a constant, it came out, and E of A into dA. Now if E is uniform, uniform means in the space, if it is uniform as well as and DC condition, if it is DC condition, then what will happen here? This I of t is equal to epsilon E also will come out. Epsilon E, then d by dt of integral dA. What will happen? Someone may answer.
Total area would come only.
Area?
Area of the disk would come in multiplication. Distance will come.
Just wait. Okay, so sigma equals to epsilon E will come out. Okay, now d by dt of integral dA. What is this quantity? D by dt of integral dA. What is this, please?
It will give the area of the plate, sir, basically.
Exactly, mathematically what it is, you tell me. D by dt of integral dA over a surface area of A of t. And a simple...
With respect to time, sir.
Huh?
Changing area with respect to time.
Mathematically, what should I write here? Shall I write after epsilon E, I of t is equal to epsilon E into simply A of t should I write? Or something else?
No, sir. No, sir. Area only.
Shall I write A of t here?
Yes, sir.
No. What is integration of dA over a surface area at A of t? Mathematically, इंटीग्रल dA क्या होता है?
Volume.
Hey, area will become volume. If you integrate over a surface area, this integral value simply is equal to A of t, right?
Time varying area. Time varying. Yes, sir. Time varying area.
Of course, A of t. It is A of t. Okay. So, I of t will become epsilon E into d A by dt. Do you agree? Okay. Even if you don't agree, this is the case.
So please explain that again, sir.
Huh?
Please explain that again, sir.
इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ dx क्या होता है? Same, nothing else I have done.
Okay.
Integration of dA is equal to A, that's it.
Yes.
But A is time varying, of course. A is time varying due to our mechanical, movement of electrode, movable electrode. Right? Everyone, is it clear? Anyone, if you have doubt, let me clear here itself. Okay, right. So I am going ahead thinking that it is clear to everyone. Now, how this A changes, based on that you will get the current IT. If A doesn't change, then you will not get any current. Because under DC, if you do not move the electrode, if you do not move the movable electrode, A will not change. So, if A doesn't change, obviously you are not going to get any current. But in the previous case, as you have seen, previous slide you have seen, A is changing with time. A is changing with time due to movable electrode only. Now, what are the possibilities that the waveform A will take? Waveform of A will take. A waveform. Let us go back and see. Now you are covering A with a movable electrode M. Right? So when the movable electrode is moving and when it came up to this position, okay, up to this position, huh?
Linearly.
It can be linearly. It can be linearly, but I am asking, what is the initial area when the movable electrode is in this position?
Initial area is A, sir. area of OL electrode.
Complete area, right? Complete area.
Complete area.
But as the electrode is moving and then when it covered completely like this, up to this, what is the area? 0. And then the electrode is going back. So, can you either assume linearly only? Can you give the waveform? How it will be changing? Assume linearly. Okay.
Drooping characteristics, sir.
Triangular wave. Okay.
Yes.
It is a triangular wave. And minimum value of this triangular wave is how much? 0. So, it has certain average value. Do you agree? You agree or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let us draw the waveform. So, this is the waveform. The vertical axis is A of t and this
Sir, it will start at 0. It will start from peak, na?
let all others switch off and those that whoever is speaking only switch on the microphone.
Instead of starting from 0, sir, it will start from A, maximum position, then goes to 0, then rise to A.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Reference point doesn't matter. Just to explain you, the minimum area is 0. That's it. Waveform, at what instant you started, what instant you are, starting your experiment, that doesn't matter. Okay. How that doesn't matter also I will tell you. Okay. Now, this is the A waveform. Right? Now, someone say yes, na? Whoever mic is there on, then they can say yes. Now, after from this, what is the waveform of I? How it will look like? Just now I have given you the equation. I of t equals to
Differentiation of this wave.
Differentiation of this wave. Epsilon E into dA by dt, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, differentiation of this waveform means how it will be.
Rectangular.
Now I am drawing the relative positions here. Right? In this region it is positive, right? Like this.
Yes, sir.
And again here it is negative. It is, so it will be pulsating like this. Now let us give some mathematical treatment here. Let this be A max, the peak of triangular wave is A max, and this is the time period, right? Typical T, capital T, and then what it becomes, this is T by 2. Time period means you are able to understand, right? Time period means, so for one full cycle of movement of movable electrode is one time period. So, half cycle of movement of movable electrode means it starts from 0 and then covers entire electrode, right? So, when it starts from 0 and covers entire electrode. So that is half cycle. Now here 0, initial area is 0, you can assume. Of course, where you start it doesn't matter. So initial area is 0 and area has become maximum at T by 2. So I have given AM as the symbol for this maximum area. So what is the equation for this straight line, this line portion of this triangle? This one.
2m by t.
2 AM by T into small t. Right? Now what is this value then? I, current in the first this thing.
Maximum value of I will 2am by t.
2 AM by T is the differentiation of this A and epsilon E. Right? Ha. 2 AM, sorry. In this I cannot write it. Here shall I write? 2 AM epsilon E by T. This is the maximum value of current. You agree?
Yes, sir.
Now, suppose an average reading meter is connected. Instrument is connected. Average reading instrument is, moving coil instrument. If moving coil instrument is connected, it will read average value. Right?
Yes, sir.
Now, what will be the current shown with this kind of waveform?
0.
0, because it is alternating.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So then how to read? With moving coil only, if you want to read. How to read it?
RMS only, sir.
No. Moving coil only, average reading meter only. I want to read this. How to read it? Can you suggest some way? Arey yaar, what happened? Can we use some power electronics and then do it?
Sir, rectifier meter is used.
You use a rectifier, na?
Yeah,
Use rectifier, then for half wave you record it and then suppose simple, if you connect one diode in the circuit in the previous case, right? Shall we go back to that slide?
Then we have to require two rectifiers for positive and negative.
See, if you want to do it for both cycles, that is, you need two rectifiers. But why do you need two rectifiers? Can't I read just only one, by only one rectifier like this? I will connect a diode like this and then a meter. Diode will allow current in one direction only. Okay. And only half wave I am measuring, suppose. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
I want to measure only half wave. See, half wave also it will average, right?
Yes, sir.
What is moving coil instrument? Moving coil instrument will settle in at average position. That's it. Okay. Now, for entire cycle, now you have such kind of waveform. You will be measuring for this region, and for this region you are not measuring anything. Again measuring for this region and I am not saying measuring, it should be rectifying. So only half wave rectification is there. So you have to average this for entire period, because the rest of the period there is no current. Okay. So assuming that mechanical inertia of that moving coil instrument is adequate to show the average position for entire this period. See, it depends on the inertia. Am I correct or not? If the device is having very low inertia, it will simply follow the waveform. But all mechanical systems are having higher inertia, therefore they will always settle in a mean position here for this moving coil. Now,
Yes, sir.
what is the average value of this entire period? Total period is how much? T. Right? What is the peak value and how long it is? What is this value and how long it is? It is for T by 2 only, right? So, the value, this maximum value of current I maximum into T by 2 is the total area under this curve. And this area you have to average for complete duration of this T. Divided by T. Simply Im by 2 you will get. Im by 2. This is the average value of this entire period. Now what is Im by 2? What was the Im value? So I you will get for half wave rectification Am epsilon E by T. This is for half wave rectification. Any questions?
No, sir.
Now suppose you are doing rectification for full wave, then what will be the average value?
2 AM epsilon by
Simply Im, you need not half it, Im is its average value, right? Because the other half cycle also same current will flow. So Im will flow continuously. Therefore, for full wave rectification, let me give you here, erase all. For full wave rectification, I equals to 2 times A M epsilon E by T. Okay. There is another instrument, moving iron instrument, type of instrument. Moving iron, what will it read?
RMS value.
It will read RMS value. It will read RMS value. Now, if you connect, instead of this, if you connect moving iron instrument, then what will be the reading?
Im by root 2.
Hey, it is not sinusoidal wave.
1.11 multiplied by 1.11.
Please think carefully, before answering, please think carefully. This is the triangular wave I have given. For triangular wave of A of T, current is simply pulsating current. Okay.
IM only.
It will Im only, it will be Im only. It will not change, right? So, IRMS, for RMS value, do you need to connect a rectifier here, diode?
No, sir.
No need of diode. IRMS also 2 times AM epsilon E by T. Okay. Now from these equations, see, for half wave also I will write here. For half wave, Am epsilon E by T. Okay. Half wave, this is half wave. This is full wave. This is RMS. So these half wave and full wave both are for moving coil type of instrument, and this RMS is for moving iron type of instrument. Now for these two types, for all these equations, what is the general observation here? I is proportional to what?
Maximum area.
Array, area is constant only. Epsilon is constant only. I is proportional to electric field.
Field, yeah. Field.
I is proportional to electric field E. So what does it mean? If you calibrate the meter properly, okay, you can read electric field. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
So this is how electric field can be measured using this instrument. This is called generating voltmeter, also field mill, also rotary voltmeter. Okay. Now, until now we talked in terms of electric field, right? Since I is proportional to electric field, you can measure electric field. But can we think of alternate way of analyzing this also? For example,
multiplication of changing capacitance into changing voltage, because epsilon A we have get from epsilon E into A we will get capacitance, and from E into D we will get voltage.
Yeah. Very good. Now, let us analyze in terms of capacitances also. See, you remember Q is equal to what? If the capacitance is C, Q is equal to, in terms of capacitance and voltage, how can we get the expression for Q? Q equals to C into V. What is C? Capacitance, and V is the voltage, right? Now, what is current? I. dq by dt. Until now, we have the habit, of writing this as C into dV by dt, right?
Yes, sir.
But here, voltage is not changing. dV by dt is what?
For DC voltage, it will be 0.
It will be 0. Then there will be no voltage generated. So this equation can be used in this way actually. It is the equation is actually d by dt of Q, d by dt of C into V. What is d by dt of C into V?
V into dC by dt plus C
Ah,
into dV by dt.
this is C into dV by dt plus V into dC by dt. Now, if dV by dt is 0, this is 0, right? For DC case, dV by dt is 0, but this term will be existing. right? Now assuming parallel plane electrode system, what is C? Epsilon A by D. If you substitute here V into dC by dt, what it will become?
Epsilon dA by dt. V into epsilon dA by dt.
V into dC by dt. If you substitute epsilon E by D, epsilon A by D, right? V into epsilon will come out, D will also come out, D by dt of A. Same equation we got, right? This V by D is simply E. So epsilon E into dA by dt. But this analysis works for parallel plate configuration. Of course, in general, this is the case actually. Some equivalent area, some equivalent distance you have to consider, but still this works out. Now this is V dC by dt. So obviously, what is happening, right? What is happening is the capacitance of the system. When you are moving the electrode, the capacitance of the system is changing, right? Now, same way, if you analyze for average current, for half wave rectification. Now here, C is in fact proportional to A. C is proportional to A. So, waveform of C can also be thought of triangular wave. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So, now C is changing like this with some C max, and this is T, right? Again, this is T by 2, this is T full wave. So, like that, C is also changing exactly same as A. Only the values magnitudes are different. Now you can show similarly I is proportional to V also. Do you agree? Or you want me to show? What happened? Everyone is silent.
The I is proportional to V, but with the changing slope, the dC by dC is changing.
No, this I is average value, RMS value, and with half wave rectification, full wave rectification. That is what I am talking about. Capital I. See, just now we have done instantaneous value also we have found. Instantaneous value of current in this case also will be like this, right? Only the analysis is different, that's it. Only the values will be in terms of capacitance, etc. This is your current I, instantaneous value, right? Otherwise, let us do, since everyone is silent. So, let us assume that this is maximum capacitance Cm, right? Now, what is the equation of capacitance now? C of t is 2Cm by T into T, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you differentiate this, I is equal to V into dC by dt, right? If you differentiate this, 2Cm by T into V you will get. So, this is 2Cm by T into V. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
This maximum value, and this value is minus 2CmV by T, right? So, it will be alternating 2 cm by t into V minus 2 cm by V, 2 cm V into V by t. So like that it will be alternating. Now if you rectified it for half wave, and then what will be the what will be the average current seen by moving coil instrument?
Cm V by T.
Yes, Cm into V by T. This is half wave rectification. IH I will write. Average value seen by the moving coil instrument. And for full wave rectification, IF I will write. Full wave rectification. Simply 2 cm by t into V continuing for one more half cycle, right?
Yes, sir.
So that is 2 times cm V by t. And what is RMS voltage? IRMS when both sides, in the case of RMS you don't have any rectification. Directly you will be connecting that moving iron type of instrument. So in that case again you will get 2 cm V by T. In all these cases, what do you observe? IF is also proportional to, I is also proportional to voltage V. So what does it mean? You can measure the voltage by measuring the current of a generating voltmeter. Suppose you want to measure the voltage of a transmission line, which is DC transmission line. Just go below it and put this meter. Of course it has to be calibrated first. So if it is properly calibrated for height and all, then you will be able to measure the voltage of the transmission line without touching it, without connecting any electrode there. Just put the field meter below and measure the current, and from that current you can estimate the voltage.
Sir, for testing the covered conductor, we can use this.
Huh?
For testing of the covered conductor, that's why you said that high voltage transmission line, this technique is used.
For that also you need calibration. Yes, it is possible. But for that also you need proper calibration. And for calibration, unfortunately, you have to know what is the surface voltage. Okay. There are difficulties here. Okay. And why that calibration is required? Because from electric field from a bare conductor and with just one insulation, and electric field with a covered conductor with two insulations. One is on the covered conductor solid insulation is there, and the entire air is filled with other gases, air insulation, right? So the calibration worked out for uncovered conductor or bare conductor is not applicable to covered conductor, because simply the capacitance value is changing. Capacitance value is now different. So you have to properly calibrate, then it can work. Okay. Huh?
Other capacitances which may be present in the background.
Stray capacitance, see, effectively, yes, definitely they will affect, but effectively you are measuring the voltage, assuming that is the only source existing. Definitely surroundings will definitely affect. If there are surrounding objects, definitely your calibration won't work. So, if in the surroundings, if something is there, obviously electric field lines will deviate, and then they may terminate on the other earthed objects. Or if there is one more source, then that source also will contribute additional field lines. obviously that will affect. Assuming no other things are there, only your conductor is there, and then you are you are putting this field meter below that. If there is no influence of other objects, then your calibration will work properly and then you can measure. Right?
So sir, practically we take all of this into consideration. Practically when we use this, we take all of this into consideration.
Yeah, practically when you use it, it is used for atmospheric field measurement. It is very small and then outside. Of course, for measuring the transmission line voltages also it is applicable, but you should ensure that there is nothing your caliber, there is nothing in the vicinity, or you have to go to into isolated place where the transmission line alone is there, then you can measure that with proper calibration and all. So, this is the limitation of this. But of course, suppose your high voltage electrode is put into a casing. Instead of measuring just field, you are fixing a high voltage electrode and that you are fitting into in the instrument. Then the instrument, inside the instrument, the field lines can be uniform and they cannot be affected by these stray capacitances and all, because you may arrange in such a way that a very big electrode will be there and the central electrode is very small, so that on the surface of the central electrode always field lines will be uniform and they are not affected by the surroundings. This way, this can happen only if you fit the high voltage electrode into a casing, right? So, now can we use this system, generating voltmeter, to measure the AC voltages?
That voltage may change, sir.
Huh?
Voltage may change. Voltage, instead of taking constant voltage, we have to take changing voltage.
Until now we have discussed for DC. If DC is there, then M has to move and then you will get the current, then you will measure from that current, whether it is a moving coil instrument or moving iron instruments, you can establish a relationship between I and electric field or I and voltage, whatever it is, then you can measure. But if it is given, AC voltage is given instead of DC voltage, then can we measure these currents or not? No answer.
Yes, we can measure, sir.
We can measure, right? In that case, do we need to change the C? Do we need to move the electrode M to get the current there?
No, sir, not required.
It's not required, right? It's not required. But of course, generating voltmeters, if there is no facility to stop this moving electrode, then even with the moving electrode also we can measure. That we will discuss in the next class.
So one more is that doubt that high voltage electrode, there is just extra field goes to the earth effect is there.
High voltage electrode, can you repeat please?
Earth effect.
Earth effect, what is it?
Yes, sir. Earth effect, that electric field from HV to guard or moving electrode goes. Instead of that, if electric field goes from high voltage to earth, there is a leakage path.
I don't understand your question. Moving electrode, the field lines are terminating on the moving electrode, covering A, right?
Yes, sir.
Now what is your question?
Instead of covering A, it may go other path away from the A and goes to earth, and that means that it goes away from the instrument. Electric
He's telling sir that some field lines may lead to the earth instead of going to the second plate.
Leak to the earth. See, there is a guard electrode. To avoid the leaking only, guard electrode is used. Okay. Since guard electrode and central electrode are very close, you may not observe the effect of fringing also. Very little fringing will be there. The gap will be very small actually. So, the field lines will terminate vertically on G as well as A. And when A is covered with M, all the field lines tend to terminate on M as well in the same manner. So, A will not receive the field lines. So, obviously, its charges will be reduced and then accordingly current will flow.
As the guarding is present, instead of guarding has just as previously electrostatic voltmeter, there is a need of a capacitor divider in this to reduce the impedance or the.
See, here the only thing, if you want to measure the voltages with a casing, then also there will be adequate gap, right? And the field lines will be made uniform. In this case, a divider is not used.
Okay, sir. The capacitance or value of guarding is here is more as compared to the previous one we have discussed that.
See, the principal electrostatic voltmeter and this, only the slight difference is there we are using force and then mechanical systems etc. Here we are using the currents, capacitive currents and all. Okay, these guard rings will be compared to A, if they are more in size, obviously the capacitance of that is more. In order to make more uniform, it is better to make the size of G more than A, and it is better to make A as small as possible in the central region, so that the field lines will be vertical there.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Any other question? What is the range of current that can be measured? Someone has questioned. Ajit has questioned. It will be in microamperes. Range of the current will be in microamperes. Typically. Of course, it depends on the distance. If you choose to measure the transmission line voltage of very large height, or if you want to measure the atmospheric fields are very, very low. Atmospheric fields means, the earth itself is having ionosphere, right? Electric field. We are all living in electric field only. The ground is at ground potential, and sometimes when voltage is high in the clouds, even the breakdown will occur. That is what we call lightning, right? So, but normally the atmospheric field values are very, very low. So, in that case, you expect very small currents, maybe in the nanoampere range. Any other questions?
Sir, can it be used to measure the voltage of Van de Graaff generator without any contact with the high voltage?
Actually, it is originally developed for Van de Graaff generator only.
Okay, sir.
This is more useful there only. So, originally developed for measuring the voltage of Van de Graaff generator.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. Any other question?
Sir, previously we have discussed that range of the current is in milliampere, and this technique is for system is for microampere. Then this is a better way of measuring the voltage.
What?
So this range is in microampere
Hmm.
system, and the previous we have discussed that have milliampere ranges.
Which one?
Electrostatic voltmeters and sphere gap motor.
Electrostatic voltmeter, you are measuring the deflection, right? It is force based.
So I am saying that basic principle of voltmeter is that it draw very less current as it connected to the measuring system.
Yeah, here the input impedance is very high because only this is capacitive system. Just like electrostatic voltmeter, in this case also input impedance is high because simply open and this is capacitive impedance, right? Input impedance is high, the loading effect is less only, unlike dividers. Compared to dividers, resistive dividers will take more current. Pranav Johri has joined. Any questions? Okay, so if there are no questions, we will continue tomorrow. Okay then, you all, bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.